I was on FMLA, so I could not work, I could not shower myself, I could not walk, I could not do anything. I was giving myself a shot every single day. Welcome back to AT Time. Today's vlog is going to be about how Avery and I met and what we were like prior to meeting each other. So I'm going to tell you guys kind of 3 things. Number 1, I'm going to tell you what my life was like prior to meeting Avery and what Avery's was like a little bit, how we met, and our journey, a little bit of our journey to marriage. So 3 main things. We're going to first start with number 1, what it was like before Avery and I met. So, this is kind of a long story. I wish I had some water, but I don't. So, prior to meeting Avery, Avery and I met officially in September. So that's when we first had our initial conversation. So prior to that, so September of 2019, Avery and I officially had a conversation. But May of 2019, so 4 months prior to that, I was in a big transition in my life. So that, like 6 months prior to that, I got out of a 3.5-4 year relationship, and I was a sales manager at a golf course, and I was getting back into my church and really just enjoying this independence of being single out of that relationship. And then that was awesome. And then May of 2019 hit and I broke my hip. So I broke the neck of my femur. I'll show you guys a picture. I broke the neck of my femur on an electric scooter. So my friend and I, we were riding on a Tuesday night. I was sober, we were all sober, and we were riding on the sidewalk. She didn't see the curb. She goes off the curb and crashes, and I'm going right behind her at like 15 miles per hour, so very fast. And I was either gonna nail her or turn. Y'all can guess it. I turned, I hit water, I crashed, nailed the cement in the middle of the street, and I broke the neck of my femur in half. I went in emergency trauma surgery because I broke it at that major blood supply. So if that's cut off, there could be a lot of problems. And I went into emergency trauma surgery, and essentially I was on FMLA, so I could not work, I could not shower myself, I could not walk, I could not do anything. I was giving myself a shot every single day to avoid blood clots. It was wild, life was crazy. My mom flew in, my uncle flew in, I flew home to Montana, and during this time, Avery's still in Kentucky, living his life. Anyways, so fast forward through all that, and I had a conversation with my friend Evan, and she's like, to her significant other at the time, was like, you know who Avery would love? And he's like, who? And she goes, Tabitha. And Romel goes, kid you not, Tabitha would love Avery. And that's the first time I heard of Avery, and that was in August. I think it was August 18th. I actually saw a picture today. August 18th. And then our friend Romel went to go visit Avery in Kentucky. He posted a funny video of Avery, as you guys can probably all imagine. Avery is pretty funny. So I was like, ooh, who's that? It was Avery. And then I followed him, and then Avery sent me a message on Instagram. So we kind of officially met on Instagram, if you want to call it that. And then from there, we started having more conversations. Avery had an Android at the time. So he's like, I'll FaceTime you later. that man didn't have my phone number, so I didn't know how he was going to do that. And then I opened my Instagram, and I have a missed call from that man on Instagram videos. I was mind blown. So then, that was in September. And then in October, he was moving here. So he moved here on October 6th. He got into Arizona on October 6th. That was the first time I saw him in person. He's just as good looking as he is in pictures. Dreamy. Anyways, and then we had it, so from that day on, it was like this. So our relationship went like this. Our love for each other skyrocketed. And we were busy too. So from the very beginning, our life has always had adventure. So on the 6th, he got here on the 10th. We had the first concert we ever attended. Guess which one it was? It was Chris Brown. And that was a blast. We had a lot of fun there, and that was October 10th. So, if y'all know, our wedding was on October 10th. That was October 10th, 2019. That's also the day he asked me to be his girlfriend. He made it FBO, Facebook official. So, that's why we got married on 10/10/2020, because it was our 1-year anniversary. And so then at that time, I got a new job. I was working at a different company, a technology company, and Avery was getting settled in. And then after the Chris Brown concert, we flew to Seattle to see my best friend, Sua, and she was going to school in Seattle. Avery's also never been to Seattle. So it was our first official trip together. It's kind of like very sentimental. I think we'll probably go back a few times just because it was like our first official trip together on a plane. It was fabulous. We had a great time. Avery loved the city. Avery's a big fan of like cities and of course photography, where he can photograph, and he really loved it, and I really liked watching him love it and enjoy it. And then October flew by, November flew by. We went back to Montana. That's where my family's from, for Thanksgiving, and he met my family, went skiing. He went snowboarding for the first time. I could show you a picture. And it was awesome. It was also the first time that I've been on skis since I broke my femur. And my whole goal back in May of 2019 was to be on the ski hill, to not let my femur keep me from being on the ski hill that winter. So that was huge, a huge achievement for me within that journey. And then also to have Avery out there snowboarding and getting very good at that very quickly. It was a huge role, I really enjoyed it, and a big part in our journey together, just because it was a huge thing for him, and it was kind of like another first for me to be back on the ski hill. And then we went back for Christmas, also went to Montana. We go back to Montana because it's a cheaper flight to go back to Kentucky, but now that we're married, we're going to split our holidays. So we're trying to do one holiday in Montana and one holiday between Thanksgiving and Christmas in Kentucky. So the flights to Kentucky are a little more expensive. We're just trying to plan accordingly for that. And then Montana, of course, are a little more cheaper. However, that comes with the same difficulties. So now that we're married, trying to split those, as they're very important to me and Avery. More me, but you know what I mean. And we also started pre-engagement counseling. So we started pre-engagement counseling because Avery had a conversation with his like spiritual mentor, mentor. I mean, he's a very, prominent individual in Avery's life from LA, and Ave has gone to LA the last 4 summers to do mission work. And so he had a conversation with him, and the man asked Avery, all right, what's your next steps with Tabitha? And he's like, well, he doesn't know. So he's like, well, your next step you should go to pre-engagement counseling. So he brought that to me. I was excited. I was a little scared because they're like, you got to find out if each other are the one. And I'm like, well, he is the one, duh. Come on, God, you already know that. And so it was also just like a transition in my faith to be like, all right, God, if he's not the one, like, it's going to be revealed in this time. I'd rather it be revealed now than in our marriage. So we started that journey with two incredible individuals. They're married, Justin and Delicia, and they walked us through pre-engagement counseling. It was the best thing ever. It helped us solve a lot of the conflict that we had, which was mainly about my schedule. Anyways, it was great. I'm just really, really, really thankful for that time that we had during pre-engagement counseling between, two individuals who we admire on the highest of levels. And so we started that, and then got engaged. Avery, as you guys already know, if you haven't watched the video, we'll put it here at the end, went over and beyond. Everyone asks me, did I know he was going to propose? Well, duh, we got done with pre-engagement counseling I think a month and a half before. So, I knew it was coming. I just didn't know when. And I didn't know to what capacity that he was going to make this happen. So, yes, my mind was literally blown, and I did not cry because I was so freaking excited and could not wait to say yes to Avery, because he's such a godsend and such a blessing, and I've wanted to be married, my entire life, and to have someone like Avery to do that and to lead me was the happiest thing I've ever, incredibly happy. Anyways, so no, I had an idea that he was going to be proposing to me sometime soon. Did I know it was going to happen that day? No. Did I have a little bit of wonder? Yeah. But he blew me away with the capacity that he did it. This was cut from the video, but in the video I was like, that is my couch. I did not realize that this apartment was now ours. I thought it was just staged. It was staged with my stuff. Anyways, and then so we got married on got engaged on July 24th. 10/10/2020 was a little under 3 months away. And that was always, from the beginning of time, my date that I wanted, because it was our 1-year anniversary. And it was fabulous.